Some good news. I think we're making a dent here, and I think if anything, me just walking around and looking at this is helping. I want to thank HUD for being here. It might be a tiny bit tough on you. I'm sorry. I respect what you do, and we're doing some things now. That's the good part. And he's going to go into that in a little bit more detail. I know some of you heard. We've asked for an independent analysis of this to be done, independent inspections, and I don't have to tell you about the inspector that you had. HUD did grant that. I want to thank Mr. Chinneys from my office that's done a lot of work and will continue to do work on this. And so they did. I think the first person wasn't so independent and who actually had worked for Hometown America. And fortunately, we got somebody else, and they did an independent inspection. And we've been waiting since May, because we were hoping to get that in May for that report to come back. And what I found out today a little earlier, and you were going to maybe speak about that a little bit, that report has now been sent to you as we speak, correct?
Right.
Everyone.
So that's a good step. That's important, because there's two important parts to this: getting the report done and then getting the report to you. Actually, three important parts. The third important part is making sure that the report was done right and that it really addresses the issues that all of you have brought up to me in our office. Gentleman who had inspected these places inappropriately, why is he being suspended rather than his license being revoked?
Well, that was a decision made at the management level. I didn't make that call. I will inquire for you as to why.
We'd like to know. I think everybody
Because
would like to know that.
I would like to know as well. I was just notified of this a couple of days ago that the request to suspend was put through and is under review at the Office of General Counsel at HUD, DC.
I have no hope whatsoever. Zero. That Hometown America, number one, is going to do the right thing. And number two, that Scott, who created this mess over not just 5 homes, but he's built at least 50 homes that we know of, and Dale Mall has inspected. So who knows how big this is. But I have, and look under my house, you will see the beginning of my problems.
Yeah.
And look at the foam that's down the center that he came out and fixed my air conditioning. And Mr. Henready sent me an email and said, "We hope your air conditioning is fixed." And I said, "Well, he forgot to put in the metal sleeve and seal up the other 3 sides of my ductwork."
No.
So he is incapable of taking care of the thing.
Right. I mean.
Okay, so I am
just
not
saying.
gonna get a chance to, I'm just gonna have to let this guy come in with his, and this is what he shows up with all the time: duct tape, foam, and tarps. That's what he works with. He's gonna duct tape, foam, and tarp my house, and then I'm gonna wait for a Chuck from Benchmark Engineering or some inspector to come in and fail it. At what point in time does HUD say, this guy's really, he's not
The
going
corrective action, isn't that specific? Doesn't that say
Well, it's a schedule about when they're going to
schedule and what has to be done?
Yes, yes.
So on that corrective action, it shouldn't say duct tape, foam.
Well, it shouldn't.
It should say that this needs to be done, this unit needs to be replaced, the house, God forbid, the house needs to be jacked up, another concrete pad has to be, whatever. Because I'll tell you what the hardest thing is, and there are ways of doing it, you're more knowledgeable about this stuff than I am. When you've got a crawl space that's too low, and you're always getting water in it, that's not easy to fix. Now there are, you can put more vents in, you can have fans in your crawl space.
Not with this amount of water that we'll see.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunately,
This isn't a little-
I would like nothing better.
We're beyond that.
Just tell me, because that right there is where a foundational pier is supposed to be. On every single manufactured home made, under every pier, under every post, on a porch, on either side of every door frame. That is the same with every house.
A few inches of water in there.
Oh, there's more than a few.
Let me see that.
You can kneel